You have been standing at the threshold of your own life, hesitating, wondering, waiting for certainty before you move forward. But what you have not yet understood is that the certainty you seek comes after the decision, not before it. The moment you truly decide, not merely wish, not merely hope, but decide with the whole of your being, you set into motion a law as reliable as the law of gravity. Your subconscious mind accepts that decision as an instruction, and it begins immediately to arrange circumstances, attract resources, and open pathways that were invisible to you before. The question is not whether this law works. The question is, have you truly decided? Most people live their entire lives in a state of indecision. They say they want health, but they continue to fear illness. They say they desire prosperity, but they rehearse poverty in their thoughts. They speak of peace, yet they replay conflict in their imagination. This is not decision, this is division, and a house divided against itself cannot stand. When you finally decide, when you choose one direction with your whole heart and cease to entertain its opposite, you unify the creative power within you. You stop scattering your mental and emotional energy across a dozen contradictory images, and you focus it like a beam of light through a single lens. That is when transformation begins. For years, perhaps, you have believed that decision-making is a matter of weighing options, calculating risks, and waiting until the path becomes clear. You have thought that wisdom means holding back until you are certain, until you have enough information, until the circumstances are favorable. But this belief has kept you imprisoned in a cycle of postponement. You have been waiting for life to decide for you when all along life has been waiting for you to decide. The truth is that indecision is itself a decision. When you refuse to choose, you have chosen to remain where you are. When you postpone commitment, you have committed to uncertainty. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between conscious indecision and unconscious instruction. It simply responds to the dominant impression you give it. If that impression is doubt, hesitation, and fear, then doubt, hesitation, and fear will be reflected in your outer experience. Consider how you have approached the desires of your heart. You say you want a change in your circumstances, yet you entertain a dozen reasons why it cannot happen. You imagine success, then immediately imagine failure. You affirm abundance, then quietly believe in limitation. This back and forth movement of the mind exhausts your creative energy. It is like trying to drive a vehicle with one foot on the accelerator and the other on the brake. The engine roars, but you go nowhere. The subconscious mind is not moved by words alone. It is moved by conviction. It responds to feeling, to acceptance, to the quiet certainty that what you have decided is already established in the invisible realm of mind. When you truly decide, you stop arguing with yourself. You stop defending your doubts. You stop seeking permission from circumstances or approval from others. You simply know, and that knowing becomes the mold into which your subconscious pours its creative power. Think of a moment in your past when you made a clear, unequivocal decision. Perhaps it was the decision to marry, to leave a harmful situation, to forgive someone, or to pursue a particular course of study or work. Do you remember the feeling? There was a kind of relief, a sense of inner alignment. The turmoil ceased. The mental chatter quieted. You were no longer at war with yourself. That inner peace was the signal that your subconscious mind had accepted your decision, and from that moment it began to work on your behalf. But most of the time you do not decide in this way. You entertain possibilities. You consider options. You wait for a sign. And because your attention is divided, your power is divided. The subconscious receives mixed signals, and so it produces mixed results. You attract opportunity, then sabotage it with doubt. You move forward, then retreat in fear. This is not the fault of the law. The law is perfect. It is your use of the law that determines your experience. Do you see now how indecision has been shaping your life? Not through action, but through the absence of clear, focused intention. Not through failure, but through the failure to commit your whole being to a single direction. Here is the great revelation. Decision is not an act of will. It is an act of faith. When you decide, you are choosing to believe in the invisible reality before it becomes visible. You are saying to your deeper mind, this is true for me now. Even though your senses tell you otherwise, you are impressing upon your subconscious a definite pattern. And that impression becomes the blueprint from which your experience is constructed. The moment you truly decide, something within you shifts. The conflicted energy that has been holding you in place is released. The mental fog clears. You feel lighter, freer, more alive. This is because you have unified your consciousness. You are no longer torn between opposing desires. You have chosen, and in that choice, you have declared your faith in the creative power that responds to belief. Your subconscious mind does not question your decision. It does not ask whether you are worthy, whether you have earned it, whether the timing is right. It simply accepts what you accept, believes what you believe, and proceeds to make manifest what you have impressed upon it. This is the law. This is how your inner world becomes your outer world. Now, let us speak practically about the art of decision and how you may apply this understanding in your daily life. First, understand that decision is not the same as declaration. Many people announce their intentions loudly, yet inwardly they doubt. They tell others what they plan to do, hoping that external accountability will force them into action. But true decision happens in the silence of your own mind. It is a private act of faith, a quiet acceptance that what you have chosen is now the governing reality of your inner life. When you decide, you must feel the decision. You must let it settle into your being like a stone sinking to the bottom of a still pond. Close your eyes and imagine that the thing you have decided is already accomplished. Do not strain or force the image. Simply let it rest in your awareness. Feel the naturalness of it. Feel the rightness of it. Let your heart accept it as true. This is the language your subconscious understands, not words, but feeling. Not argument, but acceptance. Suppose you have been indecisive about your work. You are not satisfied where you are, yet you fear the uncertainty of change. You've been torn between staying and going, between security and fulfillment. This inner conflict has drained you. Every day you awaken to the same mental battle, and every night you go to sleep unresolved. But now, in this moment, you decide. You say within yourself, I am guided to the right work. I am directed by divine intelligence to the place where my talents are needed and appreciated. I accept this now. And you mean it. You do not merely repeat it, you feel it as true. What happens next? Your subconscious begins to work. It does not consult your fears or your doubts. It works according to the instruction you have given it through your feeling of acceptance. Ideas come to you. You remember a conversation, a book, a name. You notice an opportunity you had overlooked. You feel drawn in a certain direction. This is not coincidence. This is the subconscious mind arranging the experience according to the pattern you have impressed upon it. Or perhaps you have been struggling with health. You have tried remedies, consulted experts, followed advice, yet the condition persists. Why? Because beneath all your efforts, you have not truly decided to be well. You have hoped, you have wished, you have tried, but you have not accepted wellness as your inner reality. You have been divided, affirming health with your lips while rehearsing illness in your imagination. But now you decide. You say, I am the perfect expression of divine life. Every cell in my body is renewed and restored. I accept perfect health now. And you feel it. You let that feeling of wholeness fill your awareness. You stop monitoring symptoms. You stop fearing relapse. You have decided. And your subconscious accepts that decision. Can you feel that quiet power within you? The power that does not argue, does not debate, does not justify, but simply knows. Decision also requires that you withdraw your attention from the opposite of what you have chosen. If you have decided for prosperity you must stop entertaining thoughts of lack. If you have decided for peace, you must cease rehearsing conflict in your mind. This does not mean denying your present circumstances. It means refusing to give them your creative energy. You acknowledge what is, but you do not feed it with your focus. You turn your attention toward what you have decided, and you keep it there with gentle persistence. This is where many people falter. They decide, then immediately begin to look for evidence in the outer world. They check their bank account to see if prosperity has arrived. They examine their body to see if health has manifested. They search their relationships to see if harmony has been restored. And when they do not see immediate proof, they doubt. They retract their decision. They return to indecision, to worry, to fear. This is why their prayers seem unanswered, not because the law has failed, but because they have not remained faithful to their decision. You must understand that there is a gestation period in all creation. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you trust the process. In the same way, when you impress a desire upon your subconscious, you must trust that it is working beneath the surface of your awareness. You must remain faithful to your decision, not by forcing or straining, but by gently returning your mind to the feeling of its fulfillment whenever doubt arises. Think of a time when you doubted a decision you had made, and your doubt brought confusion and delay. Now think of a time when you decided with certainty and everything seemed to fall into place. The difference was not in the circumstances. The difference was in your state of consciousness. When you are unified within yourself, when you have truly decided and remain faithful to that decision, the outer world must conform to your inner conviction. This is law. Let me give you a simple practice. Tonight, before you sleep, sit quietly and review the decision you wish to make. Do not analyze it. Do not weigh pros and cons. Simply decide. Feel the decision as already accomplished. Imagine that it is 3 months from now, and what you have decided has come to pass. How do you feel? What do you see? Let that feeling fill you. Let it be the last impression you give to your subconscious before you drift into sleep. Your subconscious is most receptive in the moments before sleep, and the impression you give it then will work through the night, arranging, preparing, manifesting. And this is where understanding becomes demonstration. You are not hoping for a change. You are not wishing for a miracle. You are cooperating with the creative law of your own mind. You are deciding, and in that decision, you are claiming your inheritance as a spiritual being with dominion over your own experience. You now understand that decision is the hinge upon which your entire life turns. It is the bridge between desire and manifestation, between prayer and fulfillment. When you finally decide, not with your lips, but with the depths of your being, you activate the infinite intelligence within you. You set in motion forces that work tirelessly on your behalf, bringing to you the people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with your inner conviction. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are a creative being endowed with the power to choose, to decide, to impress upon your subconscious mind the pattern of your own experience. And the moment you truly decide, you discover that the very power that created worlds is at work within you, making all things possible. Go forward now in peace and certainty. Let no doubt disturb you. Let no fear sway you. You have decided, and that decision is your destiny. The law is working. The universe is responding, and all things are conspiring to bring your decision into visible form. Rest in this truth. Live in this faith, and watch as the invisible becomes visible before your eyes. What you accept inwardly, you experience outwardly.